So, this amp is insane. Competition series, 9,000 watt monologue, capable of running 18 volts for up to 1,100 linkable amps. Anyway, yeah, I would like to dyno this amp, Steve, or even oldschoolstereo.com. Old Big D Wiz could do this amp. I don't know about 900 amps, though. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do 900 amps? You need two 540 McMahon alternators running full tilt the whole time. You need freaking 40 batteries for this one amp. It's insane. It's awesome. Totally freaking awesome. 3 sets of 1 gauge. And it can be strapped. So, anyway.
Welcome to another DC Audio video. As you can see here, we have a monster amplifier. This is a DC Audio 9.0. It is capable of making over 9,000 watts at 1 ohm on a 12 volt system, or over 11,000 watts at 1 ohm on an 18 volt system.
It's so small.
When you're looking at an amplifier like this, do your research. Make sure you have a place to mount something like this, as well as an electrical system to back it up. This thing will draw some serious amounts of current. And to handle that current, over here you can see it has triple inputs for power, triple inputs for ground, all 0 gauge. So those are all very important to use all of those. In the center block here, there is the remote turn on lead. This amplifier also comes with a fan. The fan is in the back of the case, so make sure this thing also has room to breathe. You're going to want that fan to work. On this side of the amplifier, we have our low-level inputs, also known as RCA right there. No high-level inputs on this guy. We have a pass-through. So
if it's got high-level inputs, it's a cheap
pass the signal through to go into another amplifier. We have our power and our protect LEDs right next to those, just status indicators, let you know what's going on with the amplifier. There is the gain knob, anywhere from 0.2 to 6 volts of input on this guy. The subsonic filter and the bass boost comes after that. And then there's the remote jack right there for hooking up this wire. Now what this guy is, it's going to go to the bass control up front, which is this guy. Now you'll notice on this one there is a power LED, and so LEDs on, LEDs off, amps off. The great thing about this, turn it up, more bass. Turn it down, less. Everything's recorded slightly different, so some tracks may have a lot of bass, some may not have enough.
Does it turn the bass all the way down?
There. Something else you'll notice on this one, no clipping indicator on this guy. And the reason that is an amplifier like this, you're not going to want to rely on a clipping indicator. What you're going to want to do is set this up with an O-scope. If you got an O-scope, great. Everybody's got an O-scope. No. Find a shop that has an O-scope. It's really important that when this thing goes in there, you don't just set it up by ear or something like that. Get an O-scope.
SMD.
When you have something like this, you just don't want to make any mistakes. It could be damaging to the amplifier, it could be damaging to your subwoofers, it could be damaging to your car.
That amp is bigger than he is. It's insane.
You take all the proper steps to installing it correctly. That way it doesn't end up a mess for you. Anyways, after that on this side, we also have a low pass filter, the phase control, and then there is the master slave circuit over there. Now what that is for linking amplifiers. This is a linkable amp, so if need be, if this isn't enough power for you, get 2 of them, strap them together. On a 12 volt system, you're looking at over 18,000 watts. On an 18 volt system, you're looking at over 22,000 watts of power. That is a lot of power. But it's capable of doing it, and I know there's some people out there that can use that kind of power.
I would sleep with that amp.
That being said, also when you link those amplifiers, the master capacitor controls will control both your amplifiers, which is fantastic. If you do have a system that requires this kind of power, you're either going to have something like this, or you're going to have a bunch of smaller amps. If you have a lot of smaller amps, it's a whole lot of gains and bass controls and everything else. That you have
a whole lot of amps. Who has a whole lot of amps?
They're all working exactly the same. It makes it very difficult. The setup process takes a lot of time, and if anything gets knocked out slightly, then you got to go through it all again to set it all up. Something like this, you got 2 amps, you got 1 set of controls, and everything's good to go. Plus that bass control knob.
All my amps together.
That controls all of your power.
Still doesn't put out what that 1 amp
15
does.
to 20 small
of
amps
course.
with all, it's impossimple to go that
I guess
way.
I could have bought,
So anyways,
almost bought one of those for what my amp. Oh, I could have bought a whole bunch of. So my amps are $450 retail each.
This one's on this side.
Yeah.
We have 2 positives
Could
and
have
2
got
negatives.
that instead
And
of.
again, there's multiple ones there.
You could get that instead of 4 of mine.
Multiple wires. You're not trying to
Which I would do.
wires into the same plugs. But
Beast.
anyways, yeah, that's this amplifier.
Except I have
Lots
no
of
way of
power, lots
running
fun to
that
play with,
thing.
that's for sure. So for all you serious ground pounders, I mean this guy we built just for you. Anyways, for more of the technical information,
Thank you, brother.
go to the website www.dcaudio.us.
DC for the win.
More information there. If you like what you see, you think you could use one of these, maybe your system's can use 2 of them. Who knows? Click on the contacts tab, put in your information, find a local dealer, hit them up, tell them you're interested in maybe some 9.0s. But anyways, yeah, that's the video on the 9.0.
One of those amps per 18 Ascendant Audio SMDs. One of those amps per Mayhem. It'd be sweet. And I wonder if this here amp, what is that one? That's for strapping. Strapping right there. Strapping the amp. No high pass filter? What? I'm just kidding. Anyway, I wish it would show the other end of the amp, which it doesn't. Here's all your features. 4 ohms at 1 ohm, 14.4. That's what I'm right around between these two. I'm at 15 volts. So we're looking at pretty much looking at 2400 watts times 1. It'd be so sweet. What's this thing? Switchable. Dampening factor 150. All right. Unregulated, obviously, because dampening. What's he dampening? Yeah, 150. 150. What the dampening factor does, I believe, is it has capacitors inside the amp. And the more the capacitors inside the amp, the higher the dampening factor. In other words, what the dampening factor does is pull the woofer back to its original spot. How fast it pulls the woofer back to its 0 spot. Moves and pulls back. How quick it can pull the woofer back to its 0 spot. And it's for clean. This is a subwoofer amp. It's to be honest with you, that dampening factor is very, 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 very low. The Zapco C600 S2. It had a 750 dampening factor, and my DB drives, they're around 180. Dampening factor's around 180 on those. So of course they are class AB amps, so they're much cleaner. Dampening factor is going to be higher, but they run these big woofers with a huge surround, so the woofers are sloppy as it is. Then they throw in very little dampening factor, so it's even more sloppy. And that dampening factor, I'll guarantee you, is at 4 ohms, because You run at 2 ohms, that dampening factor goes down. It'd be going down. I don't know what it goes down to, but I would guess around 75. You run it at 1 ohm, you're looking at, less yet. And then you go down lower on your voltage, so you're at 12 volts. Your dampening factor is just barely anything. Believe me, I know. So that's one good reason to run capacitors. Anyway, bass heads, this amp is sick. I have nothing bad to say about it at all. It's better than anything that I've ever had, ever will have. Dream amp for sure. I'd like to have a couple of these with 8. Actually, you know what? Truth is, I'd like to have 2 of these and 6 SMD Ascendant Audio 18s Mayhem. I believe that those are the big SMD double magnet, quadruple or stacked on each magnet housing. Super sick woofers. The best woofers I've ever seen. Hands down. So, anyway, thanks for watching, you guys, and have a most awesome day. Peace. I just wanted to let you in on, this is my opinion on a lot of it, on the dampening factor and whatnot, only because of the things that I have done. I am 41 and I have built a lot of car stereos, so kind of know about the dampening factor. But if I'm wrong, please let me know. Be cool about it, and leave comments down below. Please subscribe. I need you guys, and thumbs up. Be doing a giveaway after my install, after my build. I'm taking pictures of my build, part by part. I got my boards up in my rear windows that my amp racks on each side of my truck. I have those in and anchored down. Next thing is to put the amps on the amp rack and run the wires and tuck them down because they're so close to the box. The box is 42 inches wide and 38 inches tall and 4 feet deep. And the port is huge. You guys have seen pictures of it, I'm sure. I have it on a piece of paper. Anyway, port I think is going to change a little bit, but after the bracing and all the 45s inside the box and inside the ports and whatnot, we're hoping for, the guy that's helping me build the box, or that is actually building the box, Crossover Car Stereo, said that he will be disappointed if it can't do a 150. So I'm guaranteed a 150, which is louder than anything I've had in a long, or heard for a long time. In my area, there's nothing. So, anyway, enough of rambling on. Just wanted to let you know, DC Audio for the win. And I would die to have a 415-inch, just level 1s. I wouldn't even care. Level 0s. I'd like to have whatever. But anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. And have a most awesome day. Peace. For the love of bass. Basshead Unite. EXO.